Take a deep breath. Now imagine the air you're breathing has double the oxygen. Sounds refreshing, right? But what would really happen if the oxygen level in Earth's atmosphere doubled? Would humans become superpowered, running faster and thinking sharper? Would plants grow to unimaginable sizes? Or could it lead to catastrophic consequences, setting the world ablaze? Get ready to explore this fascinating what-if scenario, diving into science, history, and the surprising ways a super-oxygenated world could change everything. Our atmosphere is a delicate mix of gases, with oxygen making up about 21%. This precise balance has allowed life on Earth to thrive for millions of years. Oxygen, the essential element that fuels life, makes up only about 21% of Earth's atmosphere, a balance that has remained fairly stable for a long time. This stable amount of oxygen plays a crucial role in sustaining life by facilitating cellular respiration in animals, plants, and even some microorganisms. It has shaped the evolution of life as we know it. But what if that oxygen level shot up to 42%? First, let's understand why this matters. Oxygen is vital for cellular respiration, the process by which humans, animals, and plants create the energy required to function. When we breathe in oxygen, it is transported through our blood to our cells, where it helps break down glucose, releasing energy needed for survival. Higher levels of oxygen would mean more efficient respiration, potentially allowing life forms to access more energy from food, possibly altering metabolism and growth rates. Historical perspective. During the Carboniferous period, about 300 million years ago, oxygen levels were higher, around 30 to 35%. Back then, Earth was a different world with giant insects, lush rainforests, and massive fires. Some species, such as giant dragonflies, thrived in this oxygen-rich environment. With more oxygen available, our bodies could generate more energy during physical activities. For athletes, this could mean the ability to run faster, lift heavier weights, and recover more quickly after intense exercise. Oxygen helps produce ATP, the molecule that powers muscles. With an increased oxygen supply, muscles might perform better for longer. However, the benefits wouldn't just be for athletes. Ordinary people might notice improved stamina and quicker recovery from exertion too. For example, divers could hold their breath underwater for longer periods since their blood would be more saturated with oxygen, giving them an edge in endurance activities. More oxygen could also boost brain function, improving mental clarity, focus, and cognitive abilities. It's like giving your brain a constant, powerful energy supply. But here's the catch. Too much oxygen can be toxic. Our lungs and cells aren't designed to handle such high concentrations long-term. Oxygen poisoning. Prolonged exposure to high oxygen levels could cause oxygen poisoning, which leads to cellular damage, particularly in the lungs and the central nervous system. Symptoms include dizziness, headaches, and difficulty breathing. The brain, heart, and lungs are most vulnerable to oxygen toxicity, which can result in permanent damage to tissues and organs if exposure is prolonged. Insects and plants might be the real beneficiaries of a super-oxygenated Earth. During the Carboniferous period, when oxygen levels were higher, insects like dragonflies had wingspans of up to 2.5 feet. In fact, it's believed that the high oxygen levels allowed insects to grow much larger because their respiratory systems, which rely on diffusion, could deliver oxygen more efficiently. If oxygen levels doubled, we could see today's insects grow to unimaginable sizes. Imagine mosquitoes the size of your hand, or spiders the size of a small dog. Terrifying, right? These supersized creatures would likely be more aggressive, and their presence could disrupt the ecological balance in unforeseen ways. Plants don't just need carbon dioxide to thrive, they also require oxygen for respiration. With higher oxygen levels, plants could grow larger and faster. Forests could become denser, with trees reaching greater heights. In fact, we might see massive jungles growing at unprecedented rates across the planet. Agriculture could also see massive benefits. Crops might grow larger and more plentiful, potentially solving food scarcity problems. However, this growth would depend on how well humans could adapt to the other challenges a high oxygen world would present. Oxygen is a key component of combustion. Doubling the oxygen in the atmosphere would make everything much more flammable. A small spark could ignite massive wildfires, turning forests into infernos and cities into ash in a matter of seconds. Not only would the wildfires be more frequent, but things we take for granted, such as buildings, vehicles, and machinery, would become more prone to catching fire or exploding. Everyday objects would be at a higher risk of spontaneous combustion, fundamentally altering how we live and interact with our environment. Increased oxygen would lead to more energetic lightning storms. The electrical storms would be more frequent and intense, sparking fires even in regions that are typically safe from wildfires. In fact, global patterns of weather could change drastically, potentially leading to more severe storms and unstable conditions. Machinery, cars, and factories that rely on combustion could become extremely dangerous. More oxygen in the air would accelerate combustion in engines, making accidents and explosions more likely. Oil refineries and power plants could become death traps, causing greater harm to human populations. Higher oxygen levels could benefit some marine species. Fish and other aquatic organisms might grow larger and live longer thanks to the increased oxygen availability. Marine mammals could become faster and more agile. Coral reefs might thrive in these oxygen-rich conditions, becoming more vibrant, biodiverse, and resilient to the stressors caused by ocean acidification and pollution. The extra oxygen could allow for more complex ecosystems in marine environments. However, too much oxygen in the water could have detrimental effects as well. Marine dead zones, which are areas where oxygen levels are too low for most life forms to survive, could become more common in areas where oxygen saturation exceeds a threshold. This could disrupt delicate marine ecosystems, triggering extinctions and food chain imbalances. If Earth's oxygen levels doubled and stabilized, life would eventually adapt. Over thousands of years, humans, animals, and plants might evolve to thrive in this new environment. Over time, life forms would gradually adapt to the new oxygen-rich atmosphere. Humans might evolve larger lungs or develop other biological adaptations to cope with the higher oxygen levels. Animals and insects would likely evolve to make better use of this new environment, leading to a new variety of species. Nature is incredibly resilient and adaptive. Although life on Earth would undergo dramatic changes, ecosystems would eventually find a new balance, allowing life to continue. New species would emerge, new plants and animals would thrive, and new ecosystems would be formed. This world would be unlike anything we've ever seen, a strange and beautiful new Earth. Doubling the oxygen in our atmosphere would change Earth in ways we can barely imagine, creating opportunities, challenges, and dangers all at once. It's a reminder of how delicate and interconnected our planet truly is. So what do you think? Would you want to live in a world with double the oxygen? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more fascinating what-if scenarios. Until next time, stay curious.